Hello, my fellow knights. Iris Knight here, and welcome to another episode of Cursed Gun Images. As Brandon Herrera said, pitter patter, let's get at her. Jesus, stock Batman. Obviously, this looks like it's a Photoshop, which, not that Photoshops are good, but I've seen some of them that are actually pretty good. So I think what this is supposed to be is a lever action pistol. I'm going to really assume maybe a shortened mare's leg or something, like the shortened barrel of a mare's leg. I'm probably wrong with that. But there's a whole pistol grip stock that's attached to the original pistol grip. This is one of those images where it doesn't really make any sense. It really doesn't. Because the stock that's attached to the grip looks like it has a pistol grip on it. But you already have a pistol grip on the actual firearm, so I don't know. And also, I don't understand why there's such a distance between the original pistol grip and the pistol grip stock. I don't know why they had to put such a distance between the two things. Okay. A lot to crack down on this one, because... So, what it looks like we have here is, I'm going to say like an AK Groza hybrid or something. I've seen some images where the Groza is in it, that people have put their own way of having it. This is something else. So the middle part of the gun, what I would assume to be the receiver, actually not the receiver, kind of looks like a Groza, mainly because of that brass something, that like orangish red piece on top. Kind of looks like a Groza. The pistol grip also kind of looks like a Groza. But then when you go back, it looks like either an actual AK-47 or an AKM, or maybe even an AK-74. Obviously, it's AK. And one thing that I like about that bit is the fact that they kept the original trigger guard. They didn't bother taking off the trigger guard. They left that bitch in, which I guess in a way kind of makes sense. Then I don't know if that would be a brace or a stock. I'm really not entirely sure what makes a stock a brace and what makes a brace a stock. Back part is AK, middle kind of looks like a Groza. Then we go to the front, and the hand grip either looks like an AK or maybe something else. And then the whole shroud, I'm going to think that maybe it's a shroud, almost looks like an M16 grenadier barrel. Ridiculous, muzzle thing up in the front. But the one aspect that really stares at me in the face is the fact that this magazine traverses the entire gun, because it goes from the AK receiver and goes a half circle all the way to about maybe halfway, maybe about half of the front grip. I've never seen a mag go that far, because normally a mag only goes a little bit. It depends on what kind of magazine it is. I've never seen a magazine that goes from the receiver. I'm going to assume that it's the receiver. I'm not a gun nut. And it go all the way up to pretty much the front of the gun. That's like the one aspect of this entire thing that immediately stared at me in the face, was the fact that this is going to be one of the weirdest mags I have ever had the pleasure of staring my fucking eyes at. But in a way, this does kind of look like it wouldn't work. It does kind of look like this would work. I don't want to look at that anymore. That's disgrace in my eyes. Okay. So I think this is supposed to be like a bolt-action pistol or something. Like, besides like the pistol that looks like it's off of like an AR-15, that kind of is cut weird. The rest of this looks like a hunting rifle. I don't know if this person is a hunter or maybe was trying to make like a smaller conversion for a hunting rifle that this person has, or this is someone that just wants to see if a bolt-action pistol was possible. I really don't know what to say about this. Okay, this does not look cursed. This looks like an actual firearm, but I could be wrong by judging. Let's break this down. So, the barrel and the shroud. I'm going to think that if a barrel has holes in it, it's called a shroud. I generally don't know. Maybe looks like it was maybe off of either a Carl Gustav M45 or maybe off of like a WAF 25. Like an MP18, which I would imagine those are very rare to get nowadays. Either 9mm or 45 ACP or some other kind of pistol caliber. I can't just assume that if the mag is that small, then it's only chambered in either 9mm or 45 ACP. There's other pistol calibers. The trigger, groove, and receiver, I'm not entirely sure. That almost looks 3D printed, but at the same time it kind of also doesn't. And then the stock, I don't know, some kind of an MP5 stock. The way that you would probably use this thing almost looks like the same way that you would use like a grease gun or an MP40. Kind of looks like it's along those lines. Because where the magwell is, it looks like it's closed in a little bit, where you could put your hand on it as if you were using an MP40. This is kind of dope. This is not cursed. This is actually dope as fuck. I'm going to bet that this was just someone that took the time, the effort to do this right and make it look pretty. Because that's exactly what this thing looks. It looks pretty, it looks functional. There's just so many things about this one that just makes it look good. This unfortunately is another PPSH. But okay. So let's just go over this. So obviously the main bit about this is the middle bit is obviously PPSH because of the trigger, most of like the receiver, and also the select fire thing right in front of the trigger. That's basically how you know it's a PPSH. I really don't know what to say about this except why. Oh fuck. This is the first. So this isn't a PPSH. This is a Suomi submachine gun. Which, if you don't know what the Suomi was, Basically, it was the finished version of the PPSH 41. Basically what it was. This looks like someone moved the magwell back a bit and made the barrel a bit longer, which technically in a way would make this a rifle, because the Suomi was actually a submachine gun. I'm mad about this because I played Battlefield 5 and I did try to use the Suomi because that was in the game, and I just really hope that the person made this functional, because if they didn't make this functional, I am pissed off at you, sir. Wait a fuck. This is an AK Suomi hybrid. I just looked at the top of the gun. That's an AK dust cover. So, in a way, this is a Suomi submachine gun and an AK hybrid. I didn't see that at first. But even though I'm royally pissed off at this, it's really not that bad. Oh. So I think what this is supposed to be is a some kind of an AR chambered in 9mm, which yes, you can do that with like an M4 or an AR-15, but there's a certain piece that you have to put on the magwell in order for it to do that. This isn't fully an AR type gun because there is Thompson components on this gun, i.e. the barrel, the grip, the rear sight area, and also the Thompson stock. Oh, for fuck's sake! And it also looks like they kept the it also looks like they put on the Thompson bolt, would technically make this a blowback rifle, because the Thompson is a blowback submachine gun, which basically means you pull the bolt back and it doesn't go up right away unless you pull the trigger, because as you pull the trigger, the force of the bolt going is actually what fires the bullet. This is just a Thompson that looks like it was cut into threes and then just an AR with a 9mm or 45 ACP mag just stuck in the middle of it. But it does look like this person is at a gun range, so this thing does work. Which I really kind of hope that this thing didn't blow up in his face. What the hell is this? Okay. So this is some sort of a homemade rifle. I can't really give much of an opinion as to what the hell this is. Long ass barrel, got a Commando foregrip, which is interesting to see. Some sort of a scope on top. I almost said stock. Scope on top, so obviously there's some kind of a Picatinny on the top of this. And it looks like you can either feed this thing, looks like maybe like a 10 round sniper mag, or a 25 or 30 round assault rifle mag. It looks like maybe a AR or an AK pistol grip. And then the wooden thing, there's nothing much on it except that's the stock. Let's get the hell off of that one. Wow, okay. This is interesting. So this looks like a lever action AR. And the reason I say that is because there's a lever and in the middle is an AR. You know. Thumb hole stock, angled pistol grip. And then in the middle, obviously we have an AR, some kind of an AR, or maybe even like an M4. Don't entirely know. And then maybe like a 20 round mag. And then front of the gun, I don't entirely know what kind of gun that came off front. That's gotta be from Khyber Pass. So this looks like a Junker Trash AK. That hurts my soul. That actually hurts my soul. Oh my fucking god. That's the worst one out of the whole bunch. Yeah, I'm done. I feel like every time I do one of these, it never ends good. Never ends good. There were definitely a few in this one that I was very impressed in. Like I was impressed with at least one or two of them. A couple of them looked like junk trash, and one of them just kind of looked like a Photoshop mess. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please share this video out with your friends. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put the playlist to all of the Cursed Gun Images videos that I have done so far. I will put the playlist in the description below, so you can go ahead, share that playlist with your friends, and maybe hopefully have some fucking laughs. And as always, I will see all of you loyal knights in the next video. Peace. Night is out. Irish for life, my friends.